It was a cold winter's day, and the partners in this small business had to make a change. For years, they had thrived. They had been in business for about a dozen years. They had never had a problem getting business in years past. People were always willing to give them referrals, and word of mouth seemed to be the way that they got all of their business. But in the last few years, they had noticed that their industry had changed around them. Their competitors had gotten bigger, stronger, more technical, while their business had stayed the same. It had stagnated. They were so busy in the day-to-day of running their business that they hadn't even noticed. The small business owners, they racked their brain trying to think of something that could improve their revenue stream. They looked at their website. They looked at their competitors' websites. They noticed that their website was kind of old looking. It was kind of out of date. Their competitors were sleek and smart and could do all these things. They knew that the website had to be at least a part, at least a percentage of why they were losing business or not growing anymore. So they decided to hire a web designer. So they went online. They Googled up some small design studios in their area. They searched for some independent developers, and they picked one. They called the web designer, and they said, "We need a site." And the web designer said, "Sure, I can make a site." And they said, "Here's what we need. We need a new logo. We need it to be mobile friendly. We need a couple other things. Just update it, make it look more like these sites over here." And the web designer said, "Sure, I could do that." And so the web designer gave them their site, and they launched it. And then a funny thing happened. The business got a little bit better, but not very much. It definitely wasn't what the business owners had expected. They had expected a lot more. Their competitors were still crushing them. They were still floundering in their market, in their industry. They couldn't figure out why. And the web designer didn't know why. The business loved the site. It looked great. It functioned great, looked great. But it didn't lead to all that much more business. This is a story that I hear all too often. And I see it played out all the time. And this happens because as web designers and web developers, we get so enamored with technology. And we get so high on the fact that we know how to program, and we know how to build a site, and we know how to make logos, and we know the difference between one font and another font. But I'm here to tell you, technology is so secondary that it's almost meaningless unless you understand your client's business problems. You could build the most beautiful, award-winning site that's ever been built, but you won't have built something useful. You won't have designed something that was useful to your client. As web designers, a ton of us get so enamored and so pumped up to go build that website that we forget to ask questions. We don't ask questions about our client's business, their industry, their customer base, their competition, their advantages and disadvantages, where they get their business, what their customers are trying to find on their website. We don't ask about where they get their revenue stream from. We don't ask about things that their competitors are doing that they are not. We don't ask about any of those things. We just take orders and say, "Yeah, I'll build that website." But unless that business owner has deep pockets, you've just made it to where they probably can't do another site again for a while. It might be a year. It might be 2 years. It might be 3 years. And by not asking questions and getting to the root of the problem, by becoming so focused on the technology and our own skills at design, we've forgotten that we're in business to support them in business. Our business is not building websites. Our business is making sure that our clients and making sure that their customers are getting exactly what they're on that website to find. It's making life easier for our clients, making life easier for our clients' customers. And that involves exploration. It involves discovery. It involves asking questions. And when we don't do that, and we spend our clients' money, we've wasted our clients' money. If we do it frivolously, if we just build something that we think is going to look cool, but it's not going to solve the issues at hand. And in fact, we may have even given our client's business a death sentence. And that's why I say that what your web designer doesn't know can hurt your business. That's a true fact. If you like what you've seen here today, and you'd like more insight on business, web development, web design, and content strategy, then go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and you will never miss another video again. My name is John Locke. My website is lockdowndesign.com, and I will be here building a business one person at a time and building a community one relationship at a time. Thanks so much for watching, and peace.
John Locke is a web developer and consultant based in Sacramento, California. You can find him online at lockdowndesign.com.